There are many ways to spend an autumn afternoon in Georgia. Some people like to go deer hunting, which is a great way to waste some time. Some people like to go fishing. The weather's generally mild enough to warrant that too. Some people just like to drive around and watch the leaves change colors. But without a doubt, the number one way to spend an autumn afternoon in Georgia is game day in Athens. There are 4 areas that need to be addressed to make sure you have a successful game day in Athens. First, we'll look at parking. Second, we'll look at tailgating. Third, we'll look at dinner. And fourth, we'll look at attending the dog walk. We'll look at parking first because it is foremost the most important one. It's the first one you have to address. The key to parking on game day in Athens is get there early. Parking is crazy. People park on the grass. People park under the trees. People park on the sidewalks. People park everywhere. Make sure you get there early. Pick you out a spot that's not too close to the stadium. If you get too close, you get stuck in all the traffic trying to get out. You wait for hours trying to get out. You don't want to be too far away because you don't want to have to walk 3 miles to get back to your stuff. Make sure you get there early and pick you out a good spot. The second thing we'll look at is tailgating. Tailgating, same thing with parking. Make sure you get there early. Pick you out a good spot. Make sure you have enough room for all your stuff. You don't want to have to be going back and forth to the car to get stuff all the time. You want to make sure you have enough room. You're not crowded in too much. You can pick out a place like these guys right here alongside of the street. That way after the game you can get packed up quick, get back in the car, and get out. Or you might choose one of the commons areas around the campus where you have more room to throw the football or throw the frisbee or let the kids run around. The campus also has family-friendly tailgating areas where alcohol is not allowed. That way, if you want to bring the kids to the game, you don't have to worry about them being around a bunch of drunks all day long. Make sure you also bring enough food and supplies for all day long. It's going to take a lot. First off, especially if it's a night game, you could be cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the game before you ever go to the game. That takes a lot of stuff. If you don't bring enough, you have to leave, go to a store, try and get back and get parking again, which is a nightmare. Make sure you have enough. It's much better to have too much than to not have enough. Liquid nourishment is not a good idea as far as your tailgating plans. This guy right here, he's toast. He's never going to make it to the game. And if he does, they're going to have to carry him out of the stadium. Liquid nourishment, lots of people try to do this, go to all day long drinking. All you do is pass out in your lawn chair. And behavior like this leads to behavior like this. Cage stands at tailgating, not a good idea. Just don't do it. The next area we're going to look at is dinner. Lots of people, even if they tailgate, don't feel like cooking all day long. So they'll cook breakfast or lunch and then they might go out and get a bite to eat for dinner before the game. The Varsity is a wonderful place to go. Varsity has all the cholesterol-filled, artery-clogging, heavenly tasting, bad for you stuff you could ever want. You got chili dogs, onion rings, burgers, fries, anything that's not good for you, you can probably find it at the Varsity. But it is so good. The service is good, they're quick, you get in, you get out, you can get your food and go back to where you were, or you can eat there. The Varsity would be a definite choice. If you want something that's a little less fast foody, you can go to Weaver D's. Weaver D's is the best soul food anywhere in Athens. You can get fried pork chops, you can get collard greens, black-eyed peas, you can get homemade biscuits, the best homemade coleslaw you ever taste. Weaver D's has been around for a long time. There's not a lot of seating area in Weaver's, but it's a good place to pick it up to go. They have wonderful food and it's a little bit better for you than Varsity. Not a lot, but it's a little bit better for you. There's also the Bulldog Cafe. The Bulldog Cafe is your #1 choice if you're running late for the game. It sits right across from the stadium, right across Lumpkin Street in the Tate Student Center, which also houses a Chick-fil-A. Bulldog Cafe, you can get pizza, you can get burgers, you can get fries. It's wonderful food. You can get it, get in. The lines are generally long, but they move fast. So don't be intimidated by the long lines. You get out, and as soon as you're done with your meal, you walk across the street, and you're at the game. Also, the Bulldog Cafe is located right next to where the dog walk is held. The dog walk is an activity where the cheerleaders and the band members and the color guard and everybody lines the street where the football players actually enter the stadium. It's a wonderful atmosphere. You can see there's fans all up along the bridge. There's fans behind the cheerleaders and the band and everything. The atmosphere is just electric. Everybody's excited. Everybody's getting pumped up. They're ready for the game. They're getting really into it. Everybody's yelling and screaming. The band starts playing, and then the football players come through, and the place just explodes. It's an amazing atmosphere. Everybody's so excited, and it's also a good recruiting tool for Georgia. They bring in the high school seniors to let them go through the dog walk with the players, and they can see how exciting, how much fun it is to be in Georgia, and it actually works good to get players to come to Georgia. In the end, there's nothing you can do that's more fun on an autumn afternoon than spend game day in Athens with Big Mike and the dogs. So come celebrate with 92,000 of your closest friends between the hedges. Go Dogs!